Once upon a time, in a grand place known as Fotheringhay Castle in Northamptonshire, England, a baby was born. His name was Richard, and he would grow up to be King Richard III. He was born in 1452, and his family was called the House of York. Back in those days, England was having a lot of trouble because two big families, the Yorks and the Lancasters, were not getting along. They were like rivals who always argued, and this period was called the Wars of the Roses because both families had roses as their symbols. Richard had a father named Richard of York, the third Duke of York, and his mother was named Cecily Neville. Even as a kid, Richard had to learn about wars and being a leader because those were tough times. When young Richard was a teenager, he learned a lot about fighting and also about reading and writing. But he probably didn't know then that important things would happen in his future. You see, Richard had an older brother who became the king. He was King Edward IV. Even though Richard was just an uncle, things quickly changed when King Edward died. His son, Edward V, was supposed to be the new king, but something mysterious happened. Young Edward V and his brother disappeared, and Richard ended up taking the throne. Now, King Richard III was not very popular with the people. He didn't have an heir, which means he didn't have a son or daughter who could be the next king or queen. But Richard was not a king for a long time because someone else wanted to be king too. This person was Henry Tudor, a young man from the Lancaster family. A great battle took place in 1485 called the Battle of Bosworth Field. It was a fierce fight between Richard's army and Henry's forces. In the end, Henry Tudor won, and Richard III was defeated. Sadly, during this battle, King Richard III was killed, and that was how Henry Tudor became the next king, King Henry VII. And so, the story of Richard III ended with a brave but unfortunate king who got caught in the middle of a great family feud. But it's a story that people still talk about today because of its mysteries and battles.